Hello, welcome to the Rio Gaming Nexus YouTube channel. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Enjoy the video, and thanks for watching.
Ever stared into the abyss and felt it stare back? That's the daily life of the Ghost Rider. But have you ever wondered how this flaming skulled, chain-wielding spirit of vengeance came to be? Today, we're peeling back the layers of hellfire and brimstone to uncover the dark, tragic, and utterly fascinating origins of one of Marvel's most iconic anti-heroes. This isn't just a story about a guy with a hot head. It's a tale of desperate deals, ancient curses, and the eternal price of vengeance. So, buckle up, because we're about to take a ride straight into the heart of darkness. Before the spirit of vengeance, there was Johnny Blaze, a daredevil stunt cyclist. Johnny grew up in the carnival, living life on the edge alongside his mentor and father figure, Crash Simpson. His world was a whirlwind of roaring crowds, death-defying jumps, and the smell of gasoline. But beneath the spectacle, a shadow loomed. Johnny's biological father had passed away, leaving him in the care of Crash and his wife, Mona. The Simpsons became his family, and their daughter, Roxanne, became the love of his life. Life was good, but fate, as it often does in comics, had a cruel twist in store. The first tragedy struck when Mona Simpson was killed in a stunt gone wrong. This event deeply scarred both Crash and Johnny. Then, years later, the ultimate blow. Crash was diagnosed with a terminal illness. Desperate and unwilling to lose another parent, Johnny Blaze turned to the one thing he felt he had left, the occult. He had dabbled in dark arts, and in his darkest hour, he made a pact. He summoned a demon, a being he believed to be Satan himself, but was in fact the archdemon Mephisto. The deal was simple: Johnny's soul in exchange for Crash's life. Mephisto, ever the trickster, upheld his end of the bargain in the most twisted way possible. Crash's illness was miraculously cured overnight. He was healthy, vibrant, and ready for one last big show. He decided to attempt a legendary jump, a feat he'd always dreamed of. But during this triumphant, final performance, Crash tragically lost his life in an accident. Mephisto had kept his word. Crash didn't die from his illness. He died as a stuntman, just as he would have wanted. With a cruel laugh, Mephisto appeared to claim his prize, Johnny's eternal soul. But just as Mephisto reached out to drag Johnny to his fiery domain, a force intervened. Roxanne Simpson, having discovered Johnny's desperate pact, confronted the demon. Armed with her pure love for Johnny and a protective enchantment she'd found in one of his occult books, she managed to repel Mephisto. Her love was a light so powerful it could temporarily drive back the darkness. Enraged but unable to take Johnny's soul directly, Mephisto enacted a different kind of damnation. He decided that if he couldn't have Johnny's soul, he would bind it to something ancient and terrible. Mephisto fused Johnny's soul with the demon Zarathos, a spirit of vengeance. This curse meant that every night, or in the presence of evil, the human Johnny Blaze would be consumed by hellfire, his flesh melting away to reveal a flaming skull. He would become the Ghost Rider, a supernatural bounty hunter forced to punish the wicked, and drag their souls to Mephisto's realm. The man who sacrificed his soul to save a loved one was now a monster, bound to a demon, his life forever changed. This transformation was tortuous. Johnny wasn't in control. The Ghost Rider was a separate entity, a relentless, punishing force. He had the penance stare, a horrifying ability where he could force criminals to experience all the pain and suffering they had ever inflicted on others, a torment that could shatter a person's mind and soul. Imagine being trapped inside your own body, a passenger to a fiery demon's quest for vengeance. That was Johnny's new reality. His days were spent fighting to maintain his humanity, his nights spent as a terrifying agent of hell. Over the years, the lore deepened. We learned that Zarathos wasn't just a random demon. He was an ancient angel of justice who was tricked and corrupted by Mephisto, his mind twisted and his memories erased. He was bound to human hosts throughout history, each one becoming the Ghost Rider. Johnny Blaze wasn't the first, and he wouldn't be the last. This added a new layer of tragedy to the story. Both Johnny and Zarathos were victims, pawns in Mephisto's grand, malevolent game. Eventually, Johnny learned to exert more control over the transformation, sometimes even coexisting with Zarathos and directing the spirit's power towards greater good, not just Mephisto's bidding. He fought alongside heroes like the Avengers and the Defenders, proving that even a cursed soul could fight for the light. His journey became a quest not just for vengeance, but for redemption. He was constantly battling the demon within, both literally and figuratively, striving to prove that his soul was still his own. But the legacy of the Ghost Rider didn't end with Johnny. Years later, a young man named Danny Ketch stumbled upon a mysterious, mystical motorcycle in a graveyard while trying to save his sister from gangsters. When he touched the gas cap, he was transformed into a new Ghost Rider. This version was different. He had a new look, a mystical chain, and the bike itself transformed with him. For a long time, fans believed this was a completely new entity. It was later revealed that Danny Ketch and Johnny Blaze were long-lost brothers. The spirit that possessed Danny was Noble Kale, a distant ancestor from the 18th century who had also made a deal to become a spirit of vengeance. The Ghost Rider wasn't just one curse. It was a bloodline, a legacy of fire and retribution passed down through generations. This revelation brought the two Ghost Riders together, creating a powerful and complex family dynamic built on a shared supernatural burden. And the legacy continues to evolve. More recently, we were introduced to Robbie Reyes, a young mechanic from East Los Angeles. Robbie's origin is a modern take on the classic tale. Instead of a deal with a demon, he's gunned down in a street race and resurrected by the spirit of a satanic serial killer named Delamaro, who haunts his classic muscle car, a 1969 Dodge Charger. Robbie's transformation is tied to his car, and his mission is to clean up the violent streets of his neighborhood while also caring for his younger brother. He represents a new generation, a different kind of Ghost Rider for a different era, but the core themes of vengeance, family, and sacrifice remain. From Johnny Blaze's Faustian Bargain to Danny Ketch's Inherited Curse and Robbie Reyes' street-level haunting, the mantle of the Ghost Rider is one of the most compelling in all of comics. It's a story that explores the depths of desperation and the high cost of power. It asks us what we would sacrifice for the ones we love and whether a soul, once damned, can ever truly find redemption. The Ghost Rider is more than just a cool design. He's a symbol of eternal struggle, a fiery reminder that even in the darkest of nights, a spirit of justice, however terrifying, will always ride. What do you think of the Ghost Rider's journey? Who is your favorite version of the character? Let me know down in the comments. Thanks so much for watching and taking this ride with us. If you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more content, and ring that notification bell so you never miss an update. Until next time, stay safe and keep reading.